almost like we lost that like community feel as a humanity, that everything is so outsourced and everything, that we lost that like human connection in our communities. You know what I mean? Because even though internet brings us closer, are we really? Mm-hmm.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Coffee Breakup, starring
Marvin Schultz
and Christian Vera. The best ever. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell,
smash that button,
comment down below, do whatever the hell you want. Social media. Oh, you can listen to us on the go, Spotify, iTunes, social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and
the website, thecoffeebreakup.com. Check us out, some merchandise and all that good stuff.
Yeah, buy one of these cool little mugs.
Get in the right.
Thanks for the assist. Look at this pretty mug. You see? It's a good mug. Good quality mug. $50. And it comes with a free coaster. Yeah. Anyways, with that being said, we got two guests.
Two lovely ladies, Ciera and Vanessa. What's up, ladies?
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
How are you guys?
Absolutely.
You look fabulous.
Thanks.
As always.
Yeah, we had to look sharp for you guys.
I know. I like it. It's kind of like we're like inverted.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look, you guys are like
light.
Dark.
We did not have a group chat. We did not have a group chat, yeah.
Sweet. So, Ciera, you've been on our show almost 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago already?
Apparently, time's flying.
Wow.
I don't know.
I know it was like right when the pandemic kind of eased up a little bit.
Yeah, a year and a half, give or take. And so, Chris was like, "Hey, let's bring back Ciera on," and I'm like, "You know what? That's cool, but let's switch it up a little bit, you know." And so I always
fuck Ciera. yeah, fuck that bitch.
Let's throw in something else in the mix. No, because I always like having more than one person, different opinions, different perspectives, and it's like we're two guys, and it's like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you guys are it's two guys' perspective, like what do they have to say?" But it's like, okay, let me switch it up a little bit. Let's bring on two girls. So I know from social media, you guys are friends. You guys are cool. There seems to be really good energy and chemistry and energy, and we love that on our show. So it's like let's see if we can extend the invitation.
Definitely.
And I think it'll be great. We're all live in Miami, relationships. So I was like, let's just kind of get in and have some good, genuine conversations. And I think that'll be great. But before, maybe you guys can just give us a little breakdown of who you guys are, what you do briefly, and then we can proceed.
Well, I'll let Vanessa go first.
Yeah, nobody knows you, girl.
So I'm Vanessa. I'm 25. I also went to the high school you guys went to, but I'm a little younger.
Yeah.
I am into social media. So basically, I went to college and I graduated with my marketing degree, and I didn't do anything with it. So I did real estate. I did everything. Started bartending. You guys know Miami. Bartending is where you make money. Yeah. I did that for 5 years, and then when the pandemic happened, I literally lost all my jobs, and it was because I was temporarily laid off from everything. I remember walking into one of my jobs and them telling me, don't clock in, we have a meeting in the back. And then that same day, went back home, all of my other jobs, I was bartending like 4 different places, literally fired me because they had to, obviously. Then I started network marketing online 2.5 years ago. Oh my God.
Has it been 2.5 years?
Or is it been 2 years?
That's crazy.
Who's counting? But I started network marketing, and I'm very successful in it, and we do it together, but not in the same team. So yeah, it's a little bit about
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Gang.
Hey. Yeah. So wait, hospitality. You were in the little similar situation yourself.
Exactly. I got laid out. I work at a restaurant on the beach, and as a server, and it was rough when the epidemic happened. Luckily, it was a big hotel, so we got right back to it after a couple of months. So money's good, but obviously it's not an environment where you want to stay in for a long time. You've been in that environment as well.
Precisely.
Yeah, and it's just not really. There's no longevity to it. So and I see you guys are on social media. You guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are hustlers, and you guys work closely together. So I think you guys have a unique perspective when it comes to working and grinding and wanting more for yourself and for your futures. And that's kind of where we are as well. So, Ciera, kind of briefly, want to touch on what you do?
Circle back,
Yeah, circling back, guys. My story is pretty similar to Vanessa. I graduated from FSU with a degree in economics and entrepreneurship. I decided to avoid corporate America like the plague. So literally,
good job.
Like COVID, and I dove right back into bartending while I was figuring out my life. Started network marketing, same company as Vanessa. And I was actually able to quit my full-time job within 6 months. I spoke about that the last
Yeah,
time
yeah.
I was on. And I never really went back. And yeah, that's basically it. Now I'm actually, I don't think I've told you guys this yet. Or maybe you do know. I'm moving to Arizona.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yes,
Why?
yes,
What's going
yes. I'm excited.
What's going on?
Arizona.
No, don't leave.
What's happening?
No.
What about us?
So I'm moving to Arizona because my boyfriend got a good job opportunity over
for him.
there.
Nice.
And, you know, I'm always down to like do something new,
Yeah.
something
True.
different. You guys know that I've never really been attached to Miami. When I went to FSU too, it kind of like gave me like the taste of getting out there. And Miami's always going to be my home. So I'm always going to be able to come back. But, you know.
But you also have the ability, like you have the freedom to do
100%.
so.
Yeah,
You know, because then
exactly.
what would have happened if you were tied here?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you could have, but
It would have been
Would
a
be
harder
harder,
decision.
right.
But I was just like, yeah, let's go.
That's awesome. When are you leaving then?
At the end of the month.
So we're in February. So by the time this episode comes
You'll be
out,
gone.
Ciera, kiss her goodbye.
Yeah.
So how is that relationship going? Because the last time you were on, you were already in a long-term relationship. How long have you guys been together now?
4 years.
Wow.
4 years
Damn.
dating.
My
Really?
longest relationship, guys.
Congrats.
Healthiest relationship.
That as well. Many
Oh.
accolades in this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. You're moving halfway across the country with this guy, so it's good that you guys have a strong foundation. What's next for you guys, other than moving halfway across the country?
Well, you know, I mean, eventually I want to start a family with him for sure.
Okay, so that's like you guys on the same page.
But I want to ring first. I want to get married first.
You hear that,
know?
boy?
Hey, where's he at?
Todo con su tiempo.
Yeah, that.
So ring first, engagement. You guys live together.
Yeah.
Been living together for a couple of years now.
Yes.
So ring, marriage, kids,
Yeah.
kind of in that order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, life has a funny way of doing things. So
Sure.
if something else happens, I guess that's fine. But that's how I'd prefer.
No,
it.
yeah. That's the,
So what? It's funny because we just Dr. Hasty on and he lit some fire under my ass in terms of like getting married and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit.
yeah, he's like, how long have you guys been together? 1 year. He goes, why aren't you married? And he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
what?
That's too soon.
Exactly.
Like it's like I've had sweaters longer.
Before
Or
you-
jeans.
or jeans, exactly.
Yeah.
Longer than even a relationship.
But 4 years is a good.
Solid.
Yeah, and you guys are in your late 20s. You
Yeah.
established. He's a good job. Seem to be doing great. What's going on? What's
What do you mean?
And
Like-
you put it on the spot like that.
yeah.
No, the
Oh,
thing
like,
is, the
why
thing is,
hasn't it
the
happened
thing is
yet?
that okay. So Dr. Hasty literally put him on the spot where he's like, he felt attacked, so he's like, I gotta take it out on
gotta-
someone.
I gotta pay it forward.
So unfortunately, Ciera,
Yeah, Sarah, you're the victim.
you've been summoned.
So why haven't we not gotten engaged yet?
Yeah, is there something that's holding you off? That's kind of my
Well,
question.
I mean, I guess I am.
You're
being
ready.
A little materialistic.
You want a nice ring.
Yes.
How nice?
Pretty nice.
How expensive?
Pretty expensive.
Give us a ballpark. 15 grand, 20 grand.
I mean, it doesn't.
Well, I look at the picture of the ring, not the price.
Yeah,
As long as
I
it-
don't know.
yeah,
what
you
it
ain't gotta
looks
worry
like.
about the price. We do.
Exactly. But I prefer like I want a blue diamond ring. You know, like just
Okay.
the most rare.
Crosses like
No
They're
big deal.
freaking from the Titanic. That's why he's diamond on her finger.
That's why he's moving, because he's like, oh, I need a better job to make that money.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably trying to move to get out. Like, fuck this, I'm out of this.
And then she's like, yeah, I'm down to go.
How much is that ring? I'm going to Arizona. Fuck this.
And then she's like, yeah, I'm coming with you. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, man. Okay,
Oh, man.
so it's just the ring, then, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I'm a patient girl. You know,
Okay.
I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait and have what I really want than.
Okay.
But you also have the security in your relationship that
Precisely.
you're able to.
And I don't feel like, oh, if I'm not engaged, like he's gonna go run off and do something else. I also don't
Exactly.
feel like he's never gonna engage to me, so I don't really feel unsafe. If that
Okay.
makes any
Yeah, I
sense.
think
Yeah.
foundationally you guys are very healthy.
Yeah.
Where
I
you
I
know
feel
what
like
you
in my
have.
head they're married already.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like when you feel that energy from a relationship from a partner, because then it's like you know that they have that sense of security where everything. I mean, obviously you would like the rest of it.
Yeah.
But it's not like a necessity in order for the relationship to move forward.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
mean,
know
at the
what
end
you
of the
have.
day, marriage is an agreement. So if you already kind of have that agreement,
Yeah, like you have
Relationship.
everything except the legal documentation. But other than
Precisely.
that, you have everything,
Yeah.
which is the most important aspect of it.
exactly, the trust, the foundation, respect.
I
all of
love that. Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
when we were gonna talk about bringing you back on, I didn't even stop to think, is she still in a relationship? I just knew she would. It's weird. It's weird.
It's true.
And so, because the last time you were on, you gave me such a strong impact of like, okay, like these guys seem to have a great bond.
Yeah.
So there was no hesitation of me like, are they still 2 years later? They're still together. Like, so I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And it's similarly to how you did to the sisters. Descendants were like, well, your life's all great and dandy. What about you?
Going on with you? What's going on with you?
So I have been in a relationship for 11 months.
Okay.
And then prior to that, I was single for almost 5 years. So I had a gap, like the single life.
Yeah.
And then now my relationship, like you could even ask Ciera, and we're like complete opposite. Like
Really?
he's introverted, I'm extroverted, but it works out well. I feel like my past relationships, it was somebody like very, I don't know, it was very like crazy like me, and I feel like we were bumping heads, or they were really outgoing, and I just was jealous. And I feel like now my boyfriend now is very chill, and he just lets me be crazy, and I'm like yelling at him. He's like, okay, babe, talk to you later. Like, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm the crazy one, so I have to tone it down. So he showed me a lot about myself. Yeah, it turned out to be good.
Yeah.
He showed me a lot about myself that I have to kind of like tone it down and chill and let like men lead the way sometimes, because I feel like I'm a very strong personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like a leader. Like obviously in like my business, I lead and stuff like
especially.
that.
Yeah.
So, and in my family, immigrant, you know, like I lead, I help my family. So I feel like in relationships, I was always leading and being crazy. And I feel like with him, he taught me how to calm down a little bit. So we're good. We're good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is he older than you or?
Yes, he's 28.
28.
I'm 25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the good thing about the relationship, what's so strong about you, is the fact you guys mesh very well together? Is kind of opposite. Is that you think that's one of the strong components?
I think that he calms me down. Because
He's very calm.
he's very like
He's
ask
very
her, like he
calm.
will not even speak. Like
Really?
for him to do a podcast, it's like
Never.
No way.
you'd
not
have
even
to-
$1 million.
Yeah.
But it works for you guys.
It works for me. And I never thought that. I always thought that I needed someone like me, outgoing and not boring.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true.
He's not boring.
Yes,
He's just a
little
di-
bit.
a little bit?
But I love it.
But it works well for you. It works well for you. How did you guys? Because you said you were single for 5 years. How did you realize? Okay, this is the guy that I want to be with.
So crazy story. I've actually known him since I was like 17 years old, and
Okay.
he was like that guy constantly trying to be with me and DMing
What?
me. And,
Hey.
He broke out of the friend zone.
Yes. Let's go.
So I never ever gave him a chance until he supported my business.
Wait.
What do you do?
Oh man.
He was he's gonna watch this and be like, why are you telling me my business? But basically, you guys know I sell products. So he was like, what is it gonna take for me to hang out with you one
Why don't
day?
you do that for me,
whatever.
Marvin?
Real friend.
No, I'd be asking Marvin, like, I look at episodes when I'm done editing, and I'm like, Marvin, I look like shit. Why don't you tell me anything? And then like, mid-episode, you're here faking your stuff.
You look great.
If I see these episodes
Guys don't
after,
care
and
what
I
you
look
look
like shit, I'm fucking you up.
All right.
You have a little
Pay
hair.
attention.
Right? I'm just kidding.
No, you're good. Now I'm like self-conscious.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
please.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so I was just like, oh, support my business. So he bought a bunch of products for me, and then I went to go visit him. He's a DJ, so I went to go visit him at his job, and we were just like, the good thing about it is that we became friends, like closer friends, because we were already kind of friends. I already knew him, but we were like FaceTiming every day, talking every day without anything like crazy going on. And then I was like, wow, like he didn't call me one day. It was like a whole 24 hours he didn't call me, and I was like, wow, I think I like him. And then we started dating like 3 months after that. I never knew. I always think about him like, I wish I would have given you a chance like years ago.
It
It wouldn't have worked out back then.
Exactly. I wasn't ready for
Divine
that.
timing.
You gave him a chance when it was the right chance. When
Exactly.
it was the right time.
But that right time was when he didn't answer.
Wait, exactly.
Absence makes the heart
Yeah.
grow fonder.
Really?
Ain't that some bullshit?
That's
Like,
how
it
it is,
wasn't
bro.
in a bad way. It was more like, no, not that he didn't answer. He didn't call me. He always called me
called
every
me,
day,
okay,
like
okay.
FaceTime me to see how I was. And then
was-
I guess that day he was
And
busy.
he didn't.
And he did it. And I was like, wait,
What's
I,
going on?
you know, like, I like him. Like,
Here you go, guys. So
Like-
That's a secret.
this is how you get women. Ignore the shit out of them. Make it consistent. Build up that anticipation,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
crazy how women
ignore the
work.
shit out of them for a couple days.
Actually, my dad told me that that was one of the things that he would do. Like he would literally tell a girl he looked beautiful. Like let's say you were at a party,
Hype them up.
right?
Marvin's like,
be like, oh my god, you look so beautiful, and then never look at her the rest of the night.
Oh.
And then it's like, what the heck? Like this guy literally told me.
Write that down.
And then actually, some guy did that to me in high school, and I was like,
No way.
yeah.
Is
And
it-
but I already knew because my dad put me on games. So I
Uh,
was like,
So what do you think it is? Like, is it just the chase or the fact that, okay, like he's interested, but he's not like clingy. He's not on top of me.
Well, people like people that have things going on, you know,
Right.
like nobody wants somebody that's like
100%.
waiting for them or just like,
True.
oh, when are they responding? But if you're busy and you have things that you know, you have options, you have things you're doing, it's like, oh, well, why is he so wanted? Or why is he so busy? So it's kind of,
Well, it's also why married men also
I want it.
they're also super wanted. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Like when you see a guy with a wedding ring on, it's like who?
But it also goes
who put
with
that
women,
there?
like pregnant women. Some men are like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a thing.
Pregnant
That's
women
a
get hit on
thing.
so many more times.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
oh, she's glowing. She's a goddess.
Is that something like you didn't know that?
I did not
I
know
knew
this.
that. I could have
Well,
maybe also.
apparently he's not one of those guys. So
Yeah.
good to know. Good to know.
I think
No, don't get me wrong. I see a pregnant chick and I'm like, damn. No. To be honest, no, I never really thought about it, but I guess it does change your perspective because you look at them like someone put that in there.
Yeah.
You know, like who's that guy?
yeah.
You know?
But it could also be like biological. Okay, this person is fertile, and so biological.
Instinctually,
yeah,
maybe,
instinctually, because she can reproduce. So I think that kind of has something to do with it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
for sure, bro.
Like the
Yeah.
pheromones, the pregnant.
Yeah,
Pheromones.
But you know, I always go back into like, do you guys know who the Ace family is? Like the super famous YouTuber
Yeah, I've heard of
family,
them.
whatever. It's for the
I don't
younger.
know.
It's for the younger crowd.
Oh,
but,
wow. Thanks.
What are you trying to say?
But no, what
The
I'm trying to say
younger
is that the reason
Back
why
in my
I feel
day.
that they're so famous is because a lot of people want what they have and they don't have it. So like, I just hit the hell
It's all
out.
good doing that.
First podcast ever. So I guess a lot of people want what they have, like a relationship and kids and stuff like that. And that's why I feel like they're so famous because people have like mommy daddy issues or they want a relationship that or their boyfriend, they're not happy with their like marriage and they see them, you know, and I feel like that's what people want and that's why they're so famous. Like
Could
I
be.
can't relate to them. I feel like I'm happy with my life, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, they're cool, but I'm not a fan. Like I'm watching them every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think social media has people believe like, okay, this is like how life is supposed to be. Like they always
Yeah.
show only the highlights of their life.
Yeah,
you
of
always
course.
say it, you know, and so it's easy to get caught up in that because they have this big house, they have this large family. Like I want to have a piece of that life, and it's like it's not always green on the other
Exactly.
side. So you got to be mindful of that. One of the main things I wanted to bring up is you guys are hustlers. You want to have kids, right? Like
Yes.
marriage, kids, all that stuff.
Wait, how many kids do you guys each want?
Well, I'm an only child, so I want as many kids as I can.
You want kids or no?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
you do want
I would
kids.
say 3.
Three. I like three.
Three's
That's
a good number.
Okay, guys.
Right? We're in sync, man. We're in sync. I wanted to really know. Come on,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
because you guys are hustlers, entrepreneurs. You guys work hard. And my question to you is: do you feel like women can have it all? The career, the kids, the house, the happy marriage. Is there such thing as having it all, or does something has got to give? Do you have to give up something? Maybe the career, maybe the kids, maybe the marriage, or can you have it all?
Well,
Wow. I feel like there's sacrifice to everything in life. I feel like, for example, my business, I had to sacrifice a lot of time with my boyfriend or a lot of time with my family, but it's all for the future. And I feel like as a woman, you could have it all, but you do have to sacrifice throughout the way. Like you don't have to completely sacrifice one thing, but little things throughout the way you do have to sacrifice to get what you want.
100%. I agree with her. I think that it's more like your life is going to be a little unbalanced in certain, seasons. Like some seasons are for getting married. Some seasons are for working your business. Some seasons are for, nurturing whatever it is you need to do, like whatever your passions are. Are you taking notes?
I am taking. I am gonna take.
Cool.
But it's true, like for example, when you guys were launching your podcast, right? When you guys were first doing it, were you not like super hectic and balanced? Like the only focus that you guys could actually put on was your podcast. It's not like you can take on a new venture or anything like that, right? So it's almost like the same thing. Like certain seasons in your life deserve more attention of your time. But that's essentially why we are in network marketing, to create more freedom and residual income in the future so we can do other things besides work later on.
I just feel like back then when I was working my jobs or when I was in school, yes, I kind of loved what I was doing at the moment, but I didn't have time for myself.
Yeah.
You get me? I didn't have time for myself. And I feel like with this business, I have more time for myself. So the sacrifice is still there, but it's not crazy. Like the hours I would put in work and I would go home exhausted. I wouldn't be able to read a book. I wouldn't be able to spend time with my mom or my boyfriend. I would just wanted to sleep. And I feel like now I understand the level of sacrifice that I need to do, but it's not that like I'm going to give up on what I want, because I have to sacrifice that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What do you guys do? What you guys are both doing right now? Do you guys love what you guys do, or is there something else you guys want to pursue?
I
Career-wise.
definitely love what I do, but obviously more more things, more money.
Right.
Yeah, the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. So
Yeah, exactly. So same thing. Like this is something that I'm doing to raise capital for my other ventures in the future for 100%. Sure.
If you guys were to have kids and stuff like that and raise and build up the family, would you guys be happy stepping or willing to step away from your entrepreneurship and your careers and your businesses and then to be caretakers?
Well, I mean, she did mention that.
I mean, I don't think that it requires you to completely take a step back from what we're doing. I mean, that's why we develop systems in our business so that the business doesn't fall on us, you know? So it's almost like, okay, you put systems in place. So then when you do have something that happens in your life, like a family death or, you know, you want to take a vacation.
Anything that requires you to take like
exactly. Yeah. Or you're giving birth, like there's other leaders and systems that the business rises and falls on.
It's like employee CEO, right?
Yeah.
Something happens to the CEO, guess what? He has a whole system set up, right? As an employee, if you're not clocked in or working, you can't make cash. So it's like that's why we're like, no more employee mindset.
Exactly.
So you guys will be willing to step down temporary for whatever it is you're 100%. Doing, and then but you guys would want to come back eventually to that life.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't necessarily like. There's plenty of people in our business who have kids and everything, and they never completely take a step back. You know, they stay there. They're still, you know, it's not like they're doing calls while giving birth. Yeah.
Right.
But like they're still there for the teams, you know, as much as they can be at that moment. And of course, everybody there understands life happens and things like that. So they actually work. I feel like people actually work harder when they see that their leader's going through something too.
Yeah.
So.
I still take mental breaks though.
Yeah.
Like
I took a mental break in Arizona.
2 days max. And I'm like, I gotta get back on.
Exactly. It's needed sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Like, you gotta disconnect, you know, even regardless of what is it that you do, and if you love what you do, it's important. But at the same time, I think it's a healthy balance is important, I want to say. And I'm glad you guys are doing something that you love doing. You know, it's important. I was just curious to see what you guys think about having kids and like, because it's hard. Like some people say, well, once you have kids, like one person should stay at home, and some people give up their careers, and it's hard for some people who really love what they do to kind of step away from that and kind of, you know, be a full-time parent, because, you know, not everybody has that luxury to do both.
For sure. I think that's another one of the blessings about our business is that you don't have to, because you can actually work your business from home. So.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I have a question. Go ahead. So, you guys are both leaders, right? It sounds like, I'm not too sure, so I want you to circle back. But it sounds like in your relationship, you are the right?
Oh, you hit the mic.
Yeah, my first time. How is it that you have that dynamic in your relationship?
Well, I feel like we spoke about this the last time.
Did.
Right, yeah, I want a little refresh.
There's moments where like I feel like I'm someone who makes really quick decisions. You know what I mean? Like I'm an action taker, and sometimes I don't really take time to reflect or pause and take different opinions or options. So, but there are times, you know, that my boyfriend leads, and it's not submitting like, oh, like my ruler, but it's like I trust him to make that decision or to do whatever it is that he needs to do in the relationship. And then there has to be a balance. You know what I mean? Like there's times that men can be feminine and it's perfectly fine. And there's time that women can be masculine and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. But it's all about having like that balance and like that buoyancy in the relationship where you guys can, you know, go through the different polarities without feeling the shift in a relationship. And there is times like, for example, like if I'm in my masculine for too long, my boyfriend's like, what did I do? Yeah. Like, why are you acting like this? Because there must have been something that I did to make you feel like, you know, you have to be this abrupt or like intense, you know, because at the end of the day, I am a Scorpio, so I'm very passionate. But yeah, that's essentially it, you know, like it's not like I'm super masculine and he's feminine, or he's super masculine and I'm super feminine. It's more about, you know, give and take. You know, certain situations require
sounds like
of yourself.
It sounds like there's certain things that you'll probably take lead in that he trusts you doing, and then you trust him in taking lead in certain things.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's what makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like you guys. Well, maybe there's certain instances that maybe you'll lead, but he wants to lead.
Yeah, we don't really butt heads like that. I feel like that's almost like the same issue that she had in her previous relationships was that, you know, like the man didn't feel masculine enough. So it was like you guys were always fighting for that position. But when a man is secure of himself, then he doesn't need to fight with you for the time that you do want to step into that.
I like that. I think both you guys both used the word that says you guys said trust, and I think it's important that you trust your partner to make the right decisions or the best decisions for the both of you. You can't have somebody submit and you lead when they don't trust you, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Because I gotta know that you're doing whatever it is for the best interest of us. I know I see a lot of people like, oh, you know, my woman's supposed to submit to me and follow me and not, you know, question, talk back, and it's like, bro, like you have nothing to lead off, you know, like
listening to that.
really? I'm sorry.
PTSD.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking triggered you. Yeah, and it's
The
like
white walls.
right, yeah, the back. It does. Chirpy. And it's like, bro, like you have to be able to lead. Like she has to be able to trust you, you know, if not, you're gonna lead her off the cliff if you don't know where you're going. And I think that's so important. And it sounds like you guys are both with two people that work well, mesh well together, and they're okay and comfortable to be led and to lead, of course.
Yeah, I guess the reason why I asked is because the video that I sent you that you did not watch is it's
we're gonna watch it after this.
So watch it after and be
should.
like, hindsight.
You should, yeah, and you'll get why. Because so Candace Owens, she brings up what was it?
I love her, by the way. She's so articulate.
The roommates.
Yeah,
she's smart. I don't always agree with her, but she knows how to articulate herself.
Yeah,
Okay.
articulate.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, in this clip, she's talking about how I call it extreme feminism. I don't remember if that's the words that she used.
Oh God.
But in the sense, what I mean by it is, so biologically, you know, women, they're the ones that bear the child for X amount of time, right? Yeah. And what I mean by extreme feminism is that we've gone to a point where women are not even allowed, not that they're not allowed, but it's almost like you're not considered successful unless you're up here, unless you accomplish all these things, unless you don't stop until you get there. Where men, if we want to go biological, they do have more time because they don't have those factors of having to take away time. So the reason why I'm asking is, you know, we have that mentality that, oh, well, if now with extreme feminism, women are only successful if they reach that, you know, you do have to take time off as when you're pregnant and stuff like that, you know, and that happens. So I'm trying to say, like, where is the balance? I guess for you guys of your take on that, where are we too far into extreme feminism that now we don't even, like, women aren't considered successful unless they meet the man standards or like they reach where they're at? Or can we kind of just get along in the sense where we can just accept that, hey, maybe, you know, we have the ability to have a child. We have the ability for 9 months to do this. So you can't, it should be okay if we don't reach to your level. So there's like this almost like a competition going on.
Well, I think that's the issue, is that that people keep putting men and women against each other when they have completely different roles in society. And there's certain things that men, you know, not that men could do better than women, but it's just like that's the role of
more advantages.
Exactly. That's the
built different.
And it's exactly. And it's like, look at every civilization from the beginning of time, you know what I mean? And I feel like everything now, everyone is so hypersensitive and so judgmental of what other people should be doing. And if that's what works for you, cool, but stop, you know, imposing your beliefs on other people just because that's how you feel. Like if, like, the issue with feminism, look, I love women. I am a woman.
Go women.
Let's not misconstrue what I'm saying here. But
for me, it's more like, what level of success are you talking about? Like, who is this person saying that this is successful and this is not successful? I feel like success could be just waking up, feeding your kids, having a good day, and putting your kids to sleep. You get me? And like a lot of people think that level of success, you have to be a millionaire, you have to be this, you need to know about this, you need to know about that. And like, I'm a woman. If I have 3 kids and you've never had kids and I put them to sleep and they ate good and they're happy, that's a success.
That's a dub.
And that's 10 times harder than being a man and just going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like who is this person saying this is successful, this is not successful? Like, success is just your own definition.
I think it's the societal standard, which I think that's why I'm bringing up this conversation.
Yeah.
Because why did it ever have to get like this? You know, there's certain things that women can do that men cannot.
Yeah.
So does that mean that now me as a man, I got to get mad and, I should have kids too then? Like, no, bro, you can't. So maybe
it's just so crazy.
So just like women, but let's tie that to women then.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, don't now take offense or be super disappointed if maybe there's some certain, I don't want to say inequalities, but inequalities in the sense that you have no control over.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to take time off if you're pregnant, you know? But then there's also the side where most women probably will prolong having children because they can't lose their career.
Exactly.
They can't.
Exactly.
You see, so now they're in a position where, you know, maybe you're I want to say the age you're turning because it's painful for all of us. But, you know, when you're younger, like those are the times where you're
most
can't.
fertile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, no, I can't. Now I got to prolong.
That's the issue.
Turns to 30, turns to 40.
Exactly.
Now we're almost in our 50s and we're like, now I don't have kids. I'm a
Exactly.
millionaire. Am I successful?
Exactly.
You know?
So the thing for me is just like, yes, I understand that women have to take back, and yes, I understand that society might think we're not as successful because we have to take back, but I don't care. I'd rather be a woman. Like, I'm happy to be a woman. Like, I'm happy to be a person that will have a child one day and would do that. If I have to step back to feel that way, I'm okay with it.
Nice.
100%.
I'm
I
okay
feel
with
like
it.
people keep putting women and men against each other, and
Mm-hmm.
we have different roles in society. And unfortunately, a lot of this feminism is really what it's doing is it's breaking up the family unit, you know, and the only people that end up suffering are the children. So when you're in this relationship, right, you should like whether you're pro-feminism or anti-feminism, and everyone here loves women, you know, we all love women.
Yeah,
Some of
we
us
sure
are
do.
women.
We need them.
You know, but at the end of the day, like that should be an agreement with you and your partner, and you shouldn't be imposing your beliefs on others. But I personally want to step into that feminine role and be there for my kids and do all of those things, because unfortunately the only people that end up suffering are the children. You know, like the mom is always gone, she's working, and the dad maybe is not even there, unfortunately. And a lot of the things that, not to get political, but a lot of the things that are happening in this world, like for example, I guess like food stamps and like all these things, like it almost gives people the opportunity to step out of those relationships, and then it breaks up the family unit, you know,
Right.
like, and ultimately what you want is you want the family together so that there isn't any like, you know, at the end of the day, a kid needs a father and a kid needs their mother.
So the direction now I want to take, so you guys are falling into my trap. So the next thing is so gender roles.
Yes.
It sounds like you guys prefer gender roles. That's what it sounds like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Because then there's
No, go ahead.
the opposition that'll say no, like it should all be balanced, which you're on that position.
Yeah, I don't love the idea of gender roles. I think you have roles as a partner roles. I can
Yeah.
see that, but
then
or-
when there's a child,
there's a child.
it seems like
there's
there is a certain
different
factors
right.
where
There's
the gender
different
has-
needs. So a mother's is like as a father, I will never be like a mother. I can't nurture
Exactly.
the baby. I can't breastfeed the baby.
Exactly.
So there are differences. I understand that, but what I hate when people say, well, a woman should do the laundry and the dishes because she's a woman. That's a gender role that I don't like.
Well, that's
Like,
not necessarily. That's what, you know, that's an agreement. Like, I don't like doing dishes. Like, I cook and my boyfriend cleans, and it's not like he gets offended by it. I don't get offended by it.
Right. But you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
But you know, stereotypically speaking,
course.
there are certain gender roles that fall
They're
in with
outdated.
women, exactly, and then with men and stuff like that. I just don't like that. You know, you're an adult. Cooking and cleaning are not gender roles. Still doing the
it's
dishes.
Basics,
Yo, yeah,
it's basic
that's-
necessities.
As an
Right.
adult. So that I don't really like.
but maybe biological or instinctual
Exactly.
gender roles
More like that.
is different.
Yeah, just I guess more like energetically, you know what I mean? Like, just the women should be able to step into that motherly role.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I know that the climate and things that happen, like a lot of people can't afford to just be a one income
True,
household.
true.
And that's really unfortunate. But once again, that's like, you know, that's where the man should step in and be able to provide more for his family as well. So
You gotta step in there.
Man, it's hard. So dad, you're saying, well, everything's getting expensive. So you're saying, well, a man should just work harder in order to provide for his family. It's tough because Miami rent is up. It's
No, for
super
sure.
expensive,
Totally
and to say, yo, get up, get off your lazy ass and just work more is.
Well, that's not-
I know. I'm sorry. I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. But people work really hard, and it's like the wages aren't keeping up with
100%.
with the living expenses. And so, yes, in an ideal world, everybody would make enough money where one person could just work. Let's say it's the man, and then the woman stays at home and takes care of the kids. It's not the 50s anymore. It's not the 60s or the 70s where our parents were able to, or their parents were able to be in that position. So it's hard, man. It's hard to say, well, just work more, pick up another job, pick up a third job, and then just so the woman or whoever could stay home and take care of the kid, or the children.
But how long are we talking here? Like,
Yeah.
how long is the
Yeah,
mom
how long
taking
is
care
taking
of the kid?
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
thinking like when you give birth
Temporarily.
and you're breastfeeding and you have to nurture your
No,
baby.
100%, yeah,
that a man should work a little harder when the woman's doing that. at home.
100%.
But I feel like forever, no.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, okay,
exactly.
so okay.
And unfortunately, like
Yeah.
the way that life is set up now, right? Like unfortunately, it's not set up for you to win. Like most people, they go to college and they go into massive debt, and it makes things very difficult
Yeah, yeah.
for
Let's
the
not talk about
average.
that.
Yeah, I know, same. The average person, you know, and it's really for you to actually be in debt your whole life working to survive instead of to thrive. And unfortunately, that's just the way that they're trying to make everything, you know, and
The systems in place that are
exactly. So things aren't working, and it's really up to, I feel like more local governments than anything else, because I feel like that's where just more it's more like communal, you know, like I feel like before, you know, like even communities, like women used to take care of everyone's kids. It wasn't necessarily just your personal kid, you know, like
right, like that motherly instinct just kind of crossed over.
Kind of like I know this is super random, but like I was watching a TV show.
Oh, that's what you do best.
I was watching a TV show, Outlander, right? And like there was this one kid who was getting abused by his dad, and apparently like the mom wasn't there anymore, but like that, like another mom from the community took that kid in. So it's almost like we lost that like community feel as a humanity, that everything is so outsourced and everything, that we lost that like human connection.
Yeah.
In our communities, you know what I mean? Because even though internet brings us closer, are we really?
No, I think most people will argue that it's even more of a disconnect.
Distant.
Just think about it, like
Exactly.
you can go anywhere. Like you know what drives me crazy? Like the other day I was having dinner with like a group of people. Everyone's on their fucking phones.
Awful.
Why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
If you're on your phone like that. So sure, it can connect us when people aren't there, but then when they are there, now you're disconnected to what's happening. You were gonna say something. You got passionate there.
The thing about it is that since we like what we do is basically social media and is on our phone.
Especially you guys, yeah.
So it's very hard, and like sometimes my boyfriend has to call my attention, like, hey, you know, and I'm just like, and I don't realize because like that's my job. So imagine like not working anymore, not doing your 9 to 5, not bartending, and being on your phone allows you to make more money. So yes, it's important to disconnect, but I'm all for the internet, obviously, or technology. Like it's saved lives. It helps people make money, but there has to be a disconnect because something like the metaverse right now is freaking me out.
And
that's like something that I'm just like, I don't even know. Like people don't want to go to the gym. Like they want to work out like
virtually.
Virtually.
Like working out.
People don't want to, like they want to go to the movies together virtually. Like I can't believe that. So definitely there has to be a disconnect. And I'm still learning to do that. I've only been in this business for 2 years, but I know how to like manage.
But the difference is at least you got. I mean, you guys have it because you need it.
Yeah,
you know, it's your business model. Like it's a part of it.
If we're gonna use it, and if it's something that exists now, use it the right way. You know.
I work at a bank, 9 to 5. Hopefully not for long, but I'm still there. Fuck.
We're helping you here.
We're helping.
But there's no excuse for me to not always be on my phone if I'm like if we were to hang out and I'm on my phone. What the fuck am I doing on my phone?
Yeah.
You know, there's no need for that, and I feel like that's where the issue is. It's having that balance and knowing when it makes sense and when it doesn't, especially when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also important to be in a relationship with someone who does understand.
Yeah.
You know,
Or also understand your
needs.
love language. So for
Yeah.
example,
That's deep.
Yeah, it is.
That's deep.
languages.
That's something I had to learn from my relationship.
Dr. Hayes is like,
wait, who you had a doctor that doesn't like it?
We had Dr. Hasty, the therapist.
Like,
that we had him on. He was actually just here before you, and he hates the love languages because it teaches
that right here.
it teaches people. You should have. No, he would have blown you away. It teaches people that it's someone else's responsibility for you to feel loved. Rather than you being loved yourself. Ooh,
Okay.
I'm gonna talk just like Dr. Hasty.
yeah.
Wait a minute now. Let's come back to that. It teaches you that it's someone else's responsibility for you to feel loved.
Also to love you like how you want to be loved, right?
When that's your responsibility to
I
feel
totally understand that.
right?
No, and what's crazy is I was seeing something online as well.
Waking up. Oh, we got a little negative feedback. You're next.
Was that some of your own toxic traits are based off of your personal love language. Like, for example, if yours are words of affirmation, your probably toxic trait is negative self-talk. So, so it's like, I know.
Right, because I need someone else to validate me, because me, myself, I can't do it for myself.
Exactly. And like for me personally, mine is physical, I mean, physical touch, but quality time, which is that a lot of times I'm just go, and I don't give myself my own quality time.
So when you get it from your man, it's like even more appreciated.
Exactly.
Well, that's the issue with love languages. So you did bring it up, and I'm glad you did. But that's kind of where Dr. Hasty, he says, well, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Because now we're relying on someone else to meet that expectation of how I want to be loved, when it's like, do you even love yourself there?
Way.
Exactly. But you had a comment.
So what, you're supposed to love everyone the same way?
No, you're not supposed to love everyone the same way. You're supposed to love yourself first of how you want to be loved.
Yes.
And then that's how you would represent yourself to other people.
That's true. But then there's still love languages. That doesn't mean that you have to tell them what your love language is. Maybe they already understand you because you already loved yourself that way. So they're like, okay, Vanessa says she's always positive to herself. She has her words of affirmation. She creates time for herself. So that's how she is. And that's how I know that's her love language. Like, you don't have to tell someone you have a love language. You just have to act upon it. And then they would understand that's your love language. I feel like everyone loves, like, has to get loved differently. I don't know why it shouldn't be like...
My perspective on it is you said it correct. Like, you're gonna who you are and you're gonna express yourself in that way. Yeah. You're gonna attract the same type of people, but not because they want to love you that way, because they love themselves that way.
Exactly.
And so that is important. And the whole concept of I need somebody else to fill my love tank.
My love tank.
Yeah, your love tank.
My love meter.
Yeah, my love tank. Because now I'm like, well, I'm putting all that responsibility on somebody else.
Exactly.
And that is where there's a disconnect, where there's a flaw. Because if Chris doesn't tell me that he appreciates me, now my love tank is sinking, and then I gotta, now that affects my relationship with Chris when it shouldn't, because I should be able to tell myself my words of affirmation and how I feel and that I'm appreciated.
Yeah, and it's also like, it doesn't even have to be in relationships. It could be like, how women are like, I want this man that is tall, beautiful, is funny, is educated, but are you funny and educated? And do you have money? Do you work? Like, so you're not gonna attract the type of man. So in relationships, you're not gonna attract the type of love if you don't love yourself that way.
Second time, third time.
Yeah, you're trying 3 times out.
I'm preaching. I'm like,
but you're Cuban. But I like that. Yeah, and then you gotta talk to your hands. If your hands don't go up, you ain't saying shit.
Really?
No, but I do like that. That was a really good example. I'm actually.
You like that?
Yeah. Hasty, come back in this podcast.
Yo, the guy, he's amazing,
just
man.
Put his head like he's floating.
yeah, Alex, yo, can you put it?
Yeah, I didn't there.
No, like it's important to have different people's opinions and their knowledge and their expertise, especially if they're older. We're in a weird time dating, and like in this day and age, it's hard. Love languages and this and that and gender equality.
There's so much information out there too.
And so much BS and
everyone's there's also a lot of opinions.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but it's an opinion of what works for me, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
But now because I'm saying it, now you're thinking, well, if it works for him, it must work for you. But that doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So it ties into what you were saying about the love languages. But it's not about everyone should be loved the same, but it's about who you're attracting.
Yeah. For sure.
And that all starts with how you love yourself.
Exactly.
100%.
Because then that's the kind of people that you're bringing into your life.
Yeah, I just hate when girls are like, we work around women a lot.
Sure.
Some of them are close friends. Some of them are just, people in our team. And they're always complaining, like, about this guy did this or this guy did that, or he is doing this with these girls. And I'm like, but who are you? Are you like, what are you attracting? Like, how are you portraying yourself? Because maybe that's the reason why you keep getting these type of guys in your life.
Yeah, like, oh my God, every guy, all my exes are garbage.
Yeah, whoever, if you know someone who says men or women are trash, stay away from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're trash.
Red flag.
Exactly. Yeah. But you see how now this ties into how you need to be a representation of what you are. Because now if you're going to be trash, guess where you're going to attract?
Exactly.
Trash.
Basura.
Trash. Shout out Dr. Hasty. See, it did make you guys started talking shit, but look how it all comes from.
I guess we agree to disagree.
Yeah, whatever. Do you have another comment? I know you were reading down your list over there.
No, we wrote down a couple of things. I just wanna let me see what we got. Worst best date ever.
Before that, no, I want to kind of go back to where you guys started, because you said that you were bartending for 4 years, 5 years,
Almost 5 years.
A long time.
How was that? I guess how was that in the realm of dating? Because you were single, you had said.
Who did you
It was
meet?
hard.
Do you think that you stayed single because of the industry
it had a lot
you were
of
in?
factors. I feel like I barely had time. If I was dating someone or talking to someone, it was in that industry, and everyone knows that industry is not
you had
the best.
experiences like that too, right?
Yeah.
Same.
And I feel like also, I don't know, I just feel like since I was surrounded with all that energy all the time, especially some of them were nightclubs. So like everything I would see is people drunk, kissing, making out, dancing, crying, walking out drunk. And I was just like, that was like a constant thing in my head. And I was like, men don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what men want. Like, everybody wants to party. They don't want to do anything. So I was just stuck in just making money and not realizing, like, and I feel like now with this business and the life that I have now, I know that I'm meant for more, and then I know that there's going to be a man out there, and I was open to like try a new relationship. I just feel like that industry, it's so toxic with every level in your life, not only like relationships, but
your
just a lot
sleeping
of things.
schedule, your eating schedule.
It's good money.
Everything
It's
stinks.
good money for like college time and when you're young, and fast money you want to save.
Fast
but in
money.
reality, if you, like, it's not
The
a place to
longevity is
stay.
not it.
No.
That's not sustainable.
And I've noticed that like the older the person is in that industry, like the more negative they are.
Oh
like
my God.
my last bartending job, there's older people, like I would say even over 40, and all of them were
Miserable.
so miserable. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would have to have like personal conversations with myself because they would be yeah, literally, like I would have to like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like breathe, like, because they were just so negative. And like even the way that they would talk to I guess a customer, and then they would say smile into their face and then like curse them out like under their voice. I'm like, that is crazy to me. Like, how are you even portraying that energy? And I was like, I gotta get out of here fast.
Yeah, man.
Because you are a product of your environment. You know, eventually it's gonna start leeching onto you. So you're just like, no,
Yeah,
gotta go.
And I noticed that too, because I've been in the restaurant industry for a couple of years now. I'm in my late 20s. I get the hell out of there. But sometimes I'm like, bro, like people fucking douchebags.
That
I hate
industry
it.
like
They
sucks
try to
you
suck
guys.
your,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say the same thing. They try to suck your like life in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're making like, you know, you're clocking in and you're gonna leave with money. So it's like a toxic trait. Like, I have to do this because I'm gonna leave with money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in reality,
It is
it's like,
toxic.
it's,
You know it's bad for you, but you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,"
Yeah.
but I guess there's some good
No,
stuff.
Yeah,
and like you're getting
exactly.
home at like 4 or 5 a.m. Like you have opposite schedules of everyone else. So
Yeah.
it's like, my dad always said, you know, anything after 2 a.m. is not good. Like just, you know, so
Yeah.
imagine, and that's the type of person that you, unfortunately, that's the schedule you're working with. So any person that you're really going to attract in that is kind of.
I think that you should like, and it sucks because we're saying this and people are like, oh my God, are they saying like hospitality is horrible? Like, no, that is one of the best jobs I've ever had, but like you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
have to have a
plan.
plan. Like you have to have something that you want to do besides that. Like
An
you're just
exit
clocking
strategy.
in and going home and clocking back in with no plan to get out of there. That's toxic.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Oh, that's true.
I'm trying to wonder, would you have now, were you outside of the industry, would you date somebody who is in the industry?
It's just about to
Like-
That's a good slap.
Yeah, no, it kind of hurt. What the
It
hell?
was meaty.
He's getting stronger.
So the hair washing.
Getting in there, the scalp.
lifestyles.
So that's funny that you asked that because my boyfriend's actually kind of in the industry.
He is
Yeah.
a DJ.
Yeah, he's a DJ.
DJ,
That's hard.
and
That's
he,
even-
he DJs really late, like really, really late hours, and we're like on opposite schedules, but he has a plan. You know
What
what I'm
is
saying? Like,
opposite? What do
well,
you?
like he sometimes gets home.
No,
like,
him. What else do you?
Oh.
You only do this.
Yes, I wake up every day like 8 a.m. Go to sleep. I go
But
to
do you
sleep, like,
have to wake up at 8
I
a.m.?
just feel like I have, like, since I have such a large team, I have moms in my team that wake up really early because of their kids. So I just want to be like active and ready to help them if they
Involved.
need anything involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have to. I can wake up whenever time I want. I just feel more productive waking up at the early morning.
So then, how does that work with the dynamics of the relationship?
Yeah, it's-
to your point
Yeah.
of the lifestyle.
Yeah. In the beginning, it was really hard. Now I'm just like, I have more time for myself and I don't have to like, you know, if we both wake up at 8 a.m., then I have to like cater to him, cater to myself, cater to my business. And I feel like now since we're opposite, he's sleeping when I'm like catering to myself and to my business.
Okay.
And then when he wakes up, like I have free time because it's already nighttime, you know? So I feel like since he has a plan and he knows what he wants to do, that's why I'm still in this relationship. But if it was just like, he's a DJ forever and then whatever, like, I wouldn't be in a relationship with him, you know?
What is his plan?
His plan is to have his own like music industry.
Like music label.
Like,
Music
yeah.
label?
Like a label,
or
yeah. I don't know that
production.
much about.
Music industry, you know. That's a lot.
Yeah, he knows a lot of celebrities, so she knows more about it than I do. But he knows a lot of celebrities. He's well connected, so
Okay.
that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Drink some water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a lot of things, you know, like, for example, long distance. I think we spoke about this the last time I was on too. Like, it works if you have an exit strategy,
Yeah.
like if you have a deadline. So it's like, you have to have a sense of urgency with things that aren't necessarily good for you, you know? So it's like balance, right? Like what we just spoke about earlier today was, you know, like some parts of your life are going to feel a little bit unbalanced, a little out of whack while you're making sacrifices for the life that you want. So this is basically.
I also think that what's important is that everybody needs to know that every relationship is it's independent to someone else's. So not to compare. So for example,